Hi everyone. Hi everyone. Hope you're all keeping well. Welcome to another live lesson with me, Matt Stead. Oh, thanks, Shell. I'll get to comments in a minute, but I've just seen yours right away. I love it. Thank you. So, as always, there's loads of buffering at the start of these YouTube lives, so I apologise about that. I'll just play a little song whilst we're waiting. And it might be a bit jumpy, but I thought rather than an instrumental, I'll play one of the songs that we're going to do today. And we're going to have a quick quiz. Who can be the first person in the comments to tell me what time signature this song is? Okay, and here's our sound check. Here we go. See the pyramids along the Nile. Watch the sunrise on a tropic isle. Just remember, darling, all the while you belong to me. See the marketplace in old Algiers. Send me photographs and souvenirs. Whoops, just remember when a dream appears, you belong to me. I'll be so alone without you. Maybe you'll be lonesome too. Fly the ocean in a silver plane. See the jungle when it's wet with rain. Just remember till you're home again, you belong to me. Woo! There we go. How was the sound, guys? Is it coming through okay? Not too loud and not too quiet? Well, I've got some. I'll just do my hellos first, and I have to put this one up from Michelle because it really made me giggle. Speaking of time signatures, 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? Matt, Matt, Matt. Thank you for being my cheerleader today, Shell. That's made my day. Hi Esther. Hi Phyllis. Hi Karen. Hope you're all keeping well. We've got some guesses for the time signature, but nobody's got it right yet. Believe it or not. I'm going to blame the buffering. It might be quite hard to, might have been quite hard to hear with the buffering at the start, but we'll have a look. Let's see. Bring these off for a second. So today is going to be all about time signatures. Not going to be anything too tricky, but yeah, you can do some good fun time signature stuff today. And we're going to learn 3 absolute classic songs. We're going to do a bit of the Beatles, You've Got to Hide Your Love Away, a bit of John Denver, whose name I couldn't remember the other night for some reason, and we can do a bit of Pee Wee King, which was Tonight, not Tonight You Belong to Me, Just You Belong to Me. Hi Charlene. Now, that one wasn't 6, 8 times, so I'm afraid Esther, Rebecca, Karen's got it wrong as well. Oh, Betty, 3-4, close. Well, that's the point of today. By the end of today, you'll know that that song was actually in 12/8 time. 12/8. Would you believe it? Quite a long. I'll talk to you about that in a bit more detail later on. It's quite a common thing in country music. 12/8 timing means we've got 12 beats and they're all eighth notes. So you'd have to count super quick, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's actually 12/8 time, that one, amazingly. Interestingly, which we'll look at a bit later, Ringo Starr did a version in 4/4 timing. And let this be a bit of an introduction. If you didn't think time signatures mattered, here's another blast. I'll only do 2 lines of Pee Wee King's You Belong to Me. See the pyramids along the Nile. Watch the tropics, sunrise even on a oh my goodness, I can do it again. Watch the tropics on a just remember, darling, the while. Marion, you got it right. You'll notice that the chords are quite drawn out. Now listen to it in 4/4. This is how Ringo did it. See the pyramids along the Nile. Watch the tropics and a tropical. Just remember, darling, all the while, you belong to me. So totally, like a total different feel when Ringo does it in 4/4. So quite those time signatures are so important. So we're going to learn about them all from the start. Now, I've got I've got worksheets that you can print off. There we go. Yeah, it's 12, I promise. Oh, the second one isn't 12. No, definitely no, that was 4/4. So what I'll do is I'll bring the worksheets on the screen, but obviously you can download these at any point as well. Where have they gone? Sorry, my worksheets aren't showing up. Let me just find out for a second where those have gone. I think I need to use my phone to send them over. So if you did want to download the worksheets, you can get them for £5 from my heaps site. The details are all sorry, whilst I do this, details are all in the comments and the description. Otherwise, you can also you can get an £8 version, which helps people that can't afford them. So that helps me cover their versions. Or you can also, there we go. You can also, if you're a subscriber to my website, which is well worth doing for all the courses and everything, you can get these at no extra cost included in your subscription. So that's probably the best option of all of them. There they are. There it is. Sorry, guys. I just had to bring that onto the screen for a second. Yeah, there we go. We're good to go. So, and these ones have quite a lot of detailing because there's some really useful diagrams in these this week. So I think you'll find that quite useful. Let me put my camera back on, and then we're good to go. All right. Give me just a second. Fabulous. Okay. Cool. So let's dig into it then. What actually is a time signature and why is it important? So this first bit's a little bit dry, but I think there's going to be some really important learning contained within there. So you'll notice at the top of any piece of music, so for instance, if we look at these ones on the next page, there are the 2 numbers at the start, and these are your time signatures. So we've got the treble clef, which is the thing that looks like an ampersand, and then 2 numbers. The top number describes how many beats there are in a bar. So if the bottom number was exactly the same, we'll talk about that in a minute, the bottom number are all the same. The top one would tell you how many beats there are. So put simply, 1, 2, if the top number is 2, 1, 2, 3, if the top number is 3. If the top number is 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that top number tells you how many beats there are in a bar. Now, if you're strumming your ukulele, it's important to obviously bring this back to our uke. If you're strumming your ukulele and the bottom number was exactly the same and you're strumming on every beat, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. 4, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on and so forth. So it alters the way it feels. Now, of course, you can strum up and down and still count to 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But the beats are going to be the same, right? So top number, how many beats are in the bar? And to be honest, that's probably the most important number of all. The bottom number tells you what note gets that beat. Is it a crotchet or a quaver? Or if we're in worldwide talk rather than just English, an eighth note or a quarter note, or it could even be a half note. So if everything's played at the same tempo, you could think of quarter notes, which is the most popular, the most common, or crotchets, as just your standard 1, 2, 3, 4. So in 4/4 time, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. If it was 4/8 time, so the bottom number was 8, that would mean at the same tempo, it's important I say at the same tempo, the eighth notes would get a beat. You could kind of think of that as twice as many strums or twice as many beats. So twice as quick, right? So 4/4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4/8, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so twice as quick, and you'll get this. The more it goes on, the more it will make sense. Basically, Phyllis, that the reason you felt 6, this is quite interesting. It's quite hard with time signatures because a lot of it's down to feel. The reason you've probably felt 6 is depending on where you were counting in the song. Sometimes that piece of music that I just played had 2 chords per measure. So you're probably hearing 1 chord for 6 and another chord for 6, and that's what's making you think 6/8 time. But when I had a measure where it just stayed on the 1 chord for the whole measure, then you count 4 lots of 3 or 12. You'll see as we get a bit further on later on. So yeah, there we go, fantastic. And yeah, you could do it in 3/4 time, Esther. Well, actually, it would be a bit weird because that would change the feel of it, because it would then feel a bit more waltzy. So but you could technically do it. Any song you could change into any time signature, but it will really, really affect things. So just think, top number's most important, how many beats in a bar, and the bottom number is what kind of beat those what kind of note those beats are, or the note duration, if you like. So then we come to the crux of the matter, and this is really, really important, the difference between time signatures. And that's the difference between simple time and compound time. And this is where it gets a little bit kind of hazy, and you really need to pay attention to this bit because it's really important in your playing. Basically, simple time, if we look at the examples on the left, are groups of notes that are only divisible by themselves. You can't divide them into groups of 3. So like 3/4 time, you can only divide 3 by itself. That'll give you 1. 4/4 time, you can't divide 4 by 3. So in a simple time, you can only divide it by itself, basically. Or you can't divide it by 3. And the easiest way to think about simple time is you put a beat on every number. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 for 3/4 time, right? Waltz. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Or 4 time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, compound time is much more sophisticated, but really beautiful to play. And that's where we group notes, or beats, I should say, into groups of 3. So if you have a look at 6/8 time at the top right here, we've got 2 lots of 3. Do you see that? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or 9/8 time, 3 lots of 3, right? 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3. Or in the example I played right at the start, 12/8 timing, 4 lots of 3. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. And that's really important. That's where we get the differences between these time signatures, because a lot of people overthink it and they kind of think in terms of maths, right? Because if you think about it, 3/4 should be the same as 6/8. If you played 6/8 half as quick, you should get 3/4, right? Does that make sense? But it's about the feel, because when we group notes, we use something called the pulse. And this is crucial. This is the next bit. So a beat, there can be however many beats there are indicated by the top number, but the pulse is something that you feel inside and you have to really think about it. So the pulse is when you're listening to a piece of music, tends to be when you would clap. And because 3/4 is only divided by itself, you would probably clap 3 times per measure if you're clapping along to a song in 3/4 time, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So you can think of 3/4 as having 3 pulses. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? But 6/8, you would probably clap on 1 and 4. You would clap at the start of each of those chunks of 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now it's changed completely, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do you feel that the change in the feel? That's really, really crucial, isn't it? So when we do 12/8 time, we would clap 4 times per measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that pulse is the crucial thing. Sometimes as well, if you're playing with a drummer, they emphasize certain things in certain time signatures. And my favorite example is in 6/8 time, they tend to put a stronger beat on beat 1 and then a weaker beat on the beat 4, the second pulse, like this. Bum, 2, 3, 5, 6, bum, 2, 3, 5, 6, bum, 2, 3, 5, 6. Whereas 3/4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's a lot more straightforward. So that's really, really important. Similarly, the difference between 2/2 and 4/4 is a similar thing, that there's only 2 pulses in 2/2, and you can think of it as 4 and 4/4 time. So it changes the feel of music. So you get something like, good old 5 foot 2 Eyes of Blue. We all know that one, or you've heard it if you can't play it. 5 foot 2 eyes of blue, but oh, what those 5 foot could do. Has anybody seen my girl? Most of us play that without thinking in 4/4 time, common time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. But actually it was designed to be played in 2/2 time. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and a 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 1 and 2. So these time signatures are super, super important. What I'd like to do today is to get you to sample some of these. And we're not going to go crazy. We're not going to do any Dave Brubeck, going from 5/4 timing to 9/8 timing or anything like that. We're going to just show you the really simple differences between a simple timepiece. We're going to do a waltz, a 3/4 timepiece. We're going to have a look at You Belong to Me, versus compound time, where we're going to have a look at a 6/8 piece, which is really lovely to play, and a 12/8 piece. And finally, to finish off, we're going to compare the last piece we're going to play in both 12/8 and 4/4, and you'll feel the difference. Honestly, when you're playing it, it's going to be like night and day. What I want you to do is ask any questions as we go along, because you've probably got lots of questions bubbling as all this comes together. So just answer them as we go along. And as I say, I think the best way to really experience these time signatures and feel the difference between compound and simple time is to play. Should we give it a go? Let's have a look at our first song. So our first song we're going to do in very basic 3/4 time. So this means we've got 3 beats and 3 pulses per measure. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Classic waltz time, right? If you want, you can put a stronger waltz on 1. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now the nice thing about 3/4 time is it's really easy to strum, because if we do just simple down strums on every beat, that's just going to give us 3 down strums per beat, isn't it? So I'll teach you the chords in a minute. That'll be 1. Oh, what am I doing? I'm playing on the wrong fret. 1, 2. What am I doing? What's going wrong now? Here we go. I got there in the end. Third time lucky. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Really kind of nice, standard, straight feel, isn't it, to that one? So let's have a look at the chords, and then I'll show you how best to play this one in 3/4 time. Now, the chord that I got horribly wrong at the start, because my brain was swimming in time signatures and not thinking of chords, is a beautiful one, a G sus. Otherwise known as a G sus4. There are 2 types of sus chord, a sus2 and a sus4, but if there isn't a number, you always presume it's a sus4. You just have to know that, just because it's the more common of the 2. And a sus4 is a G chord with a C added, because it's the 4th note in the key of G. And we do that by just playing a normal G, just popping your little finger there on the 3rd fret of the A string. It kind of feels like a little bit floaty compared to a normal G chord. It's asking a question. John Denver's clever here, because the next chord is a C, so that note on the A string stays the same, which tickles our ears. D chord, nice and easy. All the chords to these, the hard ones I've written out, but the simple ones I've left off, but you'll get it. D there. E minor, just going up the stairs, 1, 2, 3. C. Then this next line is super gorgeous, because we have a G chord followed by a G major 7, where we just flatten down. A G6 and a G major 7. Now, if you're into your theory, I don't want to give you too much of a theory other than time signatures, but if you're into your theory, that's something called line cliche, because basically it's the same type of chord, a G chord, but you hear almost like this little hidden melody. Isn't that lovely? Listen out for it as I play it. Hear that? It's really pretty, isn't it? That's what John Denver's hidden in that line, a really beautiful bit of line cliche. Then C. B minor 7 sounds tough, but we're just barring the whole of the 2nd fret. A minor, C. And then we've got 4 lots of D7. Here it looks like there's an extra D7, but there isn't. That is just a gap. For some reason, my computer program put the D7 down there when it's meant to be up there. So it's just 4 lots of D7 next. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3. Okay, and so on and so forth. So the first way I want to play this is just with down strums, and you can just do a really simple thumb strum down like this. We'll just do a line like that so you can get used to it. So we've got G sus4 to start us off, C, D, E minor, C chord. Then we've got this lovely bit of line cliche. I'm not sure if you picked up on it before we dropped out, where we have a G major chord, followed by G major 7, G6, and back again. We call it line cliche because you hear this little kind of a descending melody, which is lovely. And then we're back to a C. B minor 7 looks tough, but just bar the 2nd fret. A minor up here. C. And then it's 4 lots of D. My computer package went a bit funny here, but it is 4 lots of D. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. And then we go round again. All right, so let's give it a go. The idea is you get a real feel for how straightforward that 3/4 time is, that waltz feel. We have a strong pulse on 1, and then we have a weaker pulse on 2 and 3. So 3 pulses with a strong one at the start. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And if you want to highlight that, a really nice way to strum this one is down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. Or I like to think of it as walk, running, running, walk, running, running, walk, running, running, walk, running, running. Yeah, brilliant. Okay, fantastic. Let's give this one a go then. We'll try a bit of Anna's song. The lyrics are on the next sheet in your pack, so you can always have a look at those as you go. But just really concentrate on that 3/4 feel. Really enjoy it. Let's give it a go. We'll start with this one. Now come in on 1, 2, 3, and then I'll sing you fill up my, and we'll hit that C chord. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. You fill up my senses like a night in the forest, like the mountains in springtime, like a walk in the rain, like a storm in the deserts, like a sleepy blue ocean. You fill up my senses, come fill me again. Then we can go right back to the top. Come let me love you, let me give my life to you, let me drown in your laughter, let me die in your arms, let me lay down beside you, let me always be with you. Come let me love you, come love me again. One more. You fill up my senses like a night in the forest, like the mountains in springtime, like a walk in the rain, like a storm in the desert, like a sleepy blue ocean. You fill up my senses, come fill me again. Fantastic. Let me know how you got on with that one, guys. So it's a real kind of classic waltz feel, isn't it? Simple time, can't be divided into groups of 3, because otherwise you've just got 1 beat on each. Really straightforward. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And of course there's many different ways you could play that. One of my favourite ways with a picking pattern is to do this lovely touch strum, and that's really quite simple to do if you want to have a try. What you would do is you hold down a G chord, for instance, or any of the chords. Let's do C actually at the start of the tune, and you'll pick the G string with your thumb. That's one. And then with 3 fingers, pull up on the bottom 3 strings nearest the floor, the C, E, and A, and you're going to pull up twice. So that gives you 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That works for any song that's in 3/4 time. Sometimes I like to bring everything down and I'll pick the C string and then just the bottom 2. That's quite nice because you get that low note with the thumb. Now that G sus is actually played kind of before the first words come in, Stephen. It's a bit of an awkward one. That's why I stumbled a few times at the start, because I had to really kind of think about it. So what you do is you hold down that G chord, add that little finger, and you would strum it on. You fill up my... So the word you is before it. You fill up my, and then the C chord, the word senses, kicks us off. So if you're starting the song, you fill up my senses. It's an awkward one, isn't it? They call that a pickup measure, where you have the vocals starting before the strumming. So yeah, that's it. So if you wanted to try that picking pattern, you could do something like this. You fill up my senses like a night in the forest, like the mountains in springtime, like a walk in the rain. It's a lovely one that you can have a little try at. So if you want to try, but very simple 3/4 time. Now let's look at a song which starts going into compound time. So just a quick reminder, because we had all the trouble at the start and some of you might have missed this bit. So compound time is the easiest way to think about it, is where you can group the beats into groups of 3. So 6/8 time, 2 lots of 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now we've gone from something having 3 pulses per measure. You fill up my senses. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now we're going into something that has 2 pulses per measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And instantaneously, that changes the feel. And that's why feel is so important in music. It's almost hard to notate, right? That you kind of think 6/8 and 3/4 the same thing, but because of that pulse, it changes everything. And like I say, the easiest way to do it is to hear it. So let's have a look at the next one. We're going to have a look at one of my favourite songs of all time. I love this song, really beautiful. You get a bonus point. I haven't got any prizes today. I might start doing prizes for fun, actually. Maybe a string set or something. But just for fun today, who can tell me what album this Beatles song is on? And it's not one of the obvious ones, because it's an album in inverted commas. That's kind of giving the game away a bit, but see who can work it out first. Now 6/8 time, we want to make it to feel a bit more lilting. 3/4 is a straight simple time. This one wants to feel a little bit more fluid, and that's where this 6/8 time comes in. All right, so the way I'd like you to strum this is I'd like you to do more strums than just down strums. We're going to do a down, down, up twice per measure. I'll show you what I mean. So down, down, up, okay, with a little bit of swing. Down, down, up. You could count that as 1, 2, and 3, and, or better still, think about it as walk, running, running, walk, running, running, walk, running, running. And we're going to do that twice per measure. Walk, running, running, walk, running, running. Okay, let's do that all together. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Walk, running, running, walk, running, running. Yeah, let's keep it going now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Walk, running, running, walk, running, running, walk, running, running, walk, running, running, walk, running, running. Yeah, good on you. Good on you. Fantastic. Okay, so let's see then if we can put that into the song. Now that gives you kind of two pulses because we've got both of those walks because they haven't got an up after them. They're like a pulse, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, lovely. Oh, I've got some comments coming through from the last one. Oh, thanks, Betty. Isn't it gorgeous? Yeah, fantastic. Oh, thanks, Rebecca. Brilliant, brilliant. A couple of people saying I'm still cutting out, so I'm gonna give it a little bit longer. Let me know if you're still able to follow, and if it's terrible, let me know, and we'll come back another time. But I shall soldier on for a little bit, see how we get on for this one. Now this one we've got 2 chords per measure. Okay, so that means if we're doing that pattern, you're going to do a walk running on a G, and then the same, a walk running on the D. Walk, running, running, walk, running, running. You got it? Same on F and G. When we've got C, you're going to do that for a whole measure. Walk, running, running, walk, running, running. Yeah, good. F, C. And Karen, yay! Well, it's off the album Help, one of my all-time favourites. I love Help, such a weird film, but such a brilliant album of songs. Lots of kind of acoustic ones, and I Love Her and stuff like that. So that's really sweet. So yeah, well done, Karen. First person to get it and first person to guess. That's absolutely brilliant. Great. Okay, so let's go through that again. So if we wanted to do a verse, for instance, we would do walk, running, running, walk, running, running, walk, running, running, walk, running, running, walk, running, running. F and C, G, D, F, G, C, and F and C and D. Feel that lovely flow. It's such a different feel from 3/4 timing, isn't it? You fill up my senses versus and you hear those 8th notes because we're strumming twice as quick, aren't we? Fantastic, fantastic. So that would be a verse, and the chorus is really dead simple. It's got this really fun suspended chord part as well. So we start on this G, then a C, then we go to 2 different types of D7. We're going to do a Hawaiian D7, but before that we're going to do a D7 sus4. And a D7 sus4 is a D7 chord with the 4th note in D, D, E, F, G, and that's a G note. So we got the 4th note in D added, that G. And notice the chord diagram looks like that. You can do it that way and move your finger backwards and forwards, but I find it easiest to keep this finger down, just put your 3rd finger on and off. Like that. Isn't that great? So we have the chorus, hey, you've got to hide your love away. Hey, you've got to hide your love away. Yeah, there we go. Fantastic. Beautiful, beautiful. And then we've got an instrumental outro on the end. Yeah, it's like a mini line cliche. Yay! Nice one, Karen. Love it, love it. You're learning. Brilliant, brilliant. So at the end, we've got an instrumental outro, which is just the verse again. All right, it's half a verse, so I don't need to teach you that. You've already done it. Interestingly, if you're into your pop knowledge, this was the first ever Beatles track to feature a non-Beatle on it. So until this point, the Beatles had always played their own instruments and they'd never involved an outside musician. And it was the guy on a little tin whistle that you hear at the end. I can't whistle that though. I'll try and do it. Anyway, you'll know the bit. Da 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 da. And that was the first time anyone other than a Beatle played on a Beatles record. So a bit of pop knowledge for you there. So I want you to really soak this in and feel those two pulses per measure. It's really obvious in this song because you have a new chord. You have two chords in every measure, so you get that feel anyway. So that will really help as well. Should we give it a go, guys? Let's give it a try. Absolutely beautiful song. Okay, I come in on close camera so you can follow me. Rosemary's saying, "Oh, you've probably had the best connection ever now." Oh, we got there in the end, didn't we? Oh my gosh, honestly, I cannot wait for my fast broadband. 4th of March is written in stone. They're coming in to do it, so it'll be such a relief. We're nearly there, folks. Thank you for putting up with me all these months and years of terrible broadband. We're nearly there. Okay, here we go then. Let's do the first 2 and a bit lines just instrumentally to get us going. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I need my lyrics. Sorry, guys. That internet dropping out has really thrown me. I'm a bit all over the place. I need to make sure I've got my own lyrics up so I can do it. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. G, D, F, G, C, F, and C. And again. G, C, and F, and C. Now to the top, here we go. Here I stand, head in hand, turn my face to the wall. If she's gone, I can't go on, feeling 2 foot small. Everywhere people stare, each and every day. I can hear them laugh at me, and I hear them say, it's the chorus. Hey, you've got to hide your love away. Hey, you've got to hide your love away. Then right back to the start, guys. How can I even try? I can never win. Hearing them, seeing them in the state I'm in. How could she say to me, love will find a way? Gather round, all you clowns, let me hear you say, hey, you've got to hide your love away. Hey, you've got to hide your love away. Da da la 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 la. Yeah, well done, guys. Good. I'll pause there for a minute, and you can just let me know how you got on with that one. because I'd be really interested to know. Hopefully now everything's settled down. Thanks for sticking with me, those that have today. I really appreciate it. Thanks for coming back. Hopefully we're all right now. What I really want to know, and please let me know in the comments, did you feel the difference? That simple time, bum, 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 versus that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It kind of feels like it flows more, doesn't it, in 6/8 timing? And that's the idea. It's kind of more drawn out measures and a kind of a flowing, folky feel to it. Funnily enough, John Lennon was really influenced by Bob Dylan at this time. He mentions it in many an interview. And a lot of the songs have that kind of Dylan-esque feel. And Dylan wrote quite a few songs in 6/8 timing. Don't think he wrote it, but he performed it in 6/8 time. The House of the Rising Sun. That's probably the most famous 6/8 time song of all time. And that's interesting because I've known so many students trip up on House of the Rising Sun, and it's because they're trying to play it in 4/4 or 3/4 time, and they haven't realised that it's 6/8 time. So really making a note of that time signature at the start of any piece is going to be super important. Just whilst I'm waiting to see if any questions come in, let me know. Yay! Well done, Karen. Fantastic. Oh, that's good to hear as well. Oh, Karen, you've got your cool new your new picture and everything. Lovely Phil Davidson uke and your new tagline. Love it. Karen's Ukulele World. If anyone's interested, next 2 weeks' time, the next live lesson, I'm going super populist for this one, but I think you're going to really enjoy it. We're going to look at Brother Is Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And we're going to really look at hitting the beats on 2 and 4. That's where we play in 4/4 time. But we really highlight beats 2 and 4. So, see, I'm in 6/8 time now. We're going to have loads of fun working out Somewhere Over the Rainbow. We're going to go into a lot more detail than that. We're going to look at things like touch strums in a lot more detail, which is kind of something we've done a little bit today when we did that little picking pattern. But we're going to do it, really make a point of it in this one. And we're going to look at chucking. Simple techniques, but quite difficult to master. So we're going to break those down. That's going to be in 2 weeks' time, Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Fingers crossed we'll have decent internet. We'll certainly, if we haven't got it by then, we will have for the next live lesson after that. So yeah, brilliant. Oh no, Karen had to log in and out. Oh, never mind. You can always try it yourself, Karen, later. You'll soon get the idea. Now let's have a look at our last song, and this one is really important because this is going to really highlight the difference between these time signatures. We're going to look at a piece in 12/8 timing. Now 12/8 timing is one of those compound time signatures I was telling you about at the start, where we have groups of 3 beats, and you can see it clearly written out here on the right hand side of the bottom diagrams. Now you might think, hang on, the top number is 12, right? It's 12, so there should be 12 beats in a bar. So why does it say 1 under, 2 under, 3 under, 4 under? And that's just because it's really hard to count to 12. And if you don't believe me, try it. Very fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just hard enough to get the syllables out, right? So what we do when we count in 12/8 timing is we really emphasize those pulses by counting them. We count the pulses rather than the beat, okay? So when I do this, we're going to do 1 under, 2 under, 3 under, 4 under, like that. 1 under. Okay. So rather than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1 under, 2 under, 3 under, 4 under. 1 under, 2 under, 3 under, 4 under. See how counting the pulses is so much easier. And that gives you really long measures. if we have a look at the start of the song, let's bring it up. Here we go. 12/8. Yeah, you'll get this one, Esther. You'll soon get that feel, definitely. Okay. Yeah, that Betty, isn't that D7 to D7 sus gorgeous, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so let's bring up You Belong to Me. It's a beautiful song by Pee Wee King. As I say, covered by Ringo Starr, of all people. We've got another Beatles link. You know me, I'm obsessed by the Beatles. So if we have a look at that first line, if we were playing this in 4/4 time, you would rifle through that first line really quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, which would sound something like this. See the pyramids among the Nile, watch the sunset on a tropic isle. Really fast, right? Da da dee 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 dee. You belong to me. Now listen to it in 12/8. See the pyramids along the Nile, watch the sunsets on a tropic isle, and so on and so forth. It's a lot more drawn out, isn't it? And that's why this 12/8 timing is really thought of as a country music thing. Pee Wee King really was a country musician, because in country music the songs tend to be slower and relaxed and drawn out, and that's what we have going on here. Okay, so we're still going to do our walk, running, running, okay? But this time we're going to do walk, running, running, walk, running, running, walk, running, running, walk, running, running. We're going to do it 4 times. I'll show you what I mean. I'll do it in slow motion. Let's just chuck it, just to get used to the feeling. So no chords. Just pop your fingers up here so we get this sound. Don't press, because we don't want a jazz chord. We want this, all right? And slow motion, that would be walk, running, running, walk, running, running, walk, running, running, walk, running, running. Or you could think of it as down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. Now again, we could count as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But that's really hard. So we're going to count the pulses. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and try it on an F chord. Come in with me after one. I'll do the whole thing. It'll be a long intro, but it shows you how. It kind of shows you how long the measures can be drawn out anyway, which is great. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that's it. Let's try a line then. Let me just go through the chords. So we can do F, A minor, B flat. You can either do this one down here where we just bar the bottom 2 strings, the E and the A, then a finger up here and a finger up here. Or you can do a bar, or you could even get away with doing a B flat major 7 there, where we're just doing 3, 2, 1. I actually kind of like how wistful that sounds, which is quite nice. And then the next measure, we can do F to D7. You can either do the Hawaiian one or that one. Either's absolutely fine. Then the 2 most gorgeous chords in the whole piece. They sound like they're going to be difficult. B flat minor 6 sounds difficult, but it's actually easy peasy lemon squeezy. G minor 7 like this. And then B flat minor 6 like this. Okay. So nice easy. G minor 7 just looks like the B flat without the top one. And we just go there. Okay. And then F, D minor. Then the first repeat we have G7, followed by a C. Now try playing the C with your little finger. Because when we go to the C augmented, which is a beautiful chord, that just means C with a sharpened 5th, this G sharp up here. You can just add that finger. Hear the tension there. Isn't that lovely? It's a James Bond chord, that. I kind of think of it as. And then back to F. Okay. Let's try one verse like that. See if you can follow along with me. The nice thing about these country 12/8 times is they're really drawn out, and that's the whole point. So come in after a long count of 1 under, 2 under, 3 under, 4 under. All right, here we go. 1 under, 2 under, 3 under, 4 under, F. A minor, 1 under, 2 under, 3 under, 4 under, B flat, under, 2 under, 3 under, 4 under, F. D7, G minor 7, B flat minor 6, and F. D minor, G7, 2, 3, 4, and C. And the Untitled. Yeah, really nice. Absolutely fantastic. Now, I think it goes to show the importance of counting 12/8 timing, because the measures are so drawn out. If you don't count, it's really easy to get lost. I'll help you if I can as well. And that's it. Basically, then you would go back to the top and you would do that all over again for another line. See the marketplace in old Algiers. Send me photographs and souvenirs. Just remember when a dream appears. Then this time the second repeat, G7, you see belong and F to me. Then we've got another new chord, F7. This is the only other new chord today. Just pop that finger down on the 3rd fret of the C string. Now these are really important to count because they go on forever. 1 and 2, 3, 4, and another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, B flat. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. See how drawn out that is? G7, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and C. 2, 3. Add that finger at the top, and then we would just go for another verse. Yeah, we've got it. Let's give it a try then. So really, the main thing to appreciate in this is really that country feel, how drawn out it is, and the fact that we have 4 pulses. And this really highlights it. There's no way you could compare 12/8 to 3/4 now. It's such a different feel. Everything's so much more drawn out, and there's 4 pulses per measure now. Let's give it a go. So I'm going to come in super, super close now. All right, here we go. Let's just do an F, just a measure of F to get us going. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Here's the start. Here we go. See the pyramids along the Nile. Watch a sunrise on a tropic isle. Just remember, darling, all the while you belong to me. Back to the top. See the marketplace in old Algiers. Send me photographs and souvenirs. Just remember when a dream appears. Second repeat. You belong to me. Here comes the bridge. I'll be so alone without fantastic. Such an unusual time signature, right? Just in the fact that everything's like super drawn out, but I love it. I kind of really like that relaxed feel that it gives, that kind of countrified kind of feel. So like I say, kind of, if you start associating with some of these things, 3/4, I mean, can be associated with any genre, really. It goes back to old dances, doesn't it? It goes back to classical time and dances. But modern pop music that has that kind of, that straight kind of 3/4 waltz feel. 6/8 time tends to have a bit more of a fluid feel, and that's used mostly in folk music. So have a think about, have you got that kind of folk music feel? And then 12/8 timing has that long drawn out quality that is really present mostly in country music, has that lovely feel. Now, as I said at the start, I said I promised we'd have a look at this in 4/4 time, and I think that makes it really interesting because you really hear a difference. Now, you'd think 4/4 time is almost like 12/8 time, right? Because we're counting fours anyway, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. But in the space of one of our numbers in that, we're really strumming 3 times, aren't we? Whereas in 4/4 time, we're just going to strum down once. 1, 2, 3, 4. We might add a little up skip in between that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. All right, so it kind of has that feel to it. Yeah, it does. It's a sleepy time. I love it. That's a really great way of thinking about it, Esther. Absolutely. Yeah. And that's why, you know, a lot of you, rightly so, were confused at the start. Was it like 3/4 or 6/8? But listen for that drawn out feel, particularly when you get one chord that lasts a long time. That's really a bit of a hint that we're in 12/8 time as well. So let's try this in 4/4. This is going to be really hard, right? If you thought it is hard in 12/8 time, it's really hard in 4/4 time because we're going to be playing things a lot quicker. Okay, so we're just going to strum up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's simple, every measure. But of course, that's going to mean the measures come thick and fast. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wherever there's 2 chords in a measure, they get 2 beats each now. So F, D7. This next bit becomes extra tough because only 2 beats of G minor 7, 2 of B flat minor 7, and then F, D minor, and then finally 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2. Make sense? Let's give it a go. Now this might be too tricky. If this is too tricky, just sit back, have a cup of coffee, relax, but have a listen and really notice how very different it is from that 12/8 timing. And this is how Ringo Starr plays it. So when we finish the lesson, if you're interested in this, look up You Belong to Me, Pee Wee King, and then look it up Ringo Starr. Listen to them back to back. Couldn't be more different. And a lot of people will think, oh, that's just because Ringo Starr's doing it more fast or because it's poppy. But no, it's the time signature, which is interesting. Okay, let's give it a go. All right, let's just do an F maybe. Let's roll an F just to get us going. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then after I count to 4, that's when we're going to start proper. All right? 1, 2, 3, 4. See the pyramids along the Nile. Watch the sunrise on a tropic isle. Just remember, darling, all the while, you belong to me. To the top. Watch the sunrise on a tropic isle. Oh, I got the words wrong. Let's do that verse again. Sorry. 2, 3, 4. See the marketplace in old Algiers. Send me photographs and souvenirs. But just remember when a dream appears. Second repeat. You belong to me. Bridge. I'll be so alone without you. Maybe you'll be lonesome too, and blue. Fly the ocean in a silver plane. See the jungle when it's wet with rain. Just remember till you're home again, you belong There we go. So if nothing else, in 4/4 time, it's over about twice. Well, I guess 3 times as quick almost. I think you could do the maths. It'd probably be something like that, wouldn't it? 4 times as quick, I guess. Oh, I don't know. So you guys help with the maths. But yeah, totally, totally different film. A totally, totally different feel. So just to finish off then, I'm sorry it's been so disjointed today, guys, and really thanks for sticking with me. Um, there's only one more of these live lessons to go until that fast broadband comes in. So just put up with me one more time, and then we'll be super smooth after that. All right. And they have promised me with YouTube it will be a lot better. At the moment, my upload speed, you wouldn't believe this, is 0.9 megabytes per second, 0.9. The new speed is going to be 90. So from 0.9 to 90. So honestly, it'll be a lot smoother, which would be great. Rebecca said, oh, it will help you get B flat mastered. Love it, love it. Now, just to finish off, let me know if you've got any questions. I was expecting a lot of questions as we went through this stuff, but I think it got so disjointed with the internet problems that you guys haven't had a chance to ask any. So if you have got any questions, something you didn't understand, let me know and I'm going to hang on for a bit to answer. Whilst I'm waiting for that to come in, I just wanted to make one point. Because this pulse is so important, we saw that in 3/4 we have 3 pulses. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 6/8 time we have 2 pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then in 12/8 we have 4 pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. What you want to do, as well as playing through these time signatures, try and emphasize the pulse. If you can emphasize the pulse in your playing, it helps you to count along because it gives you something to hang on to rather than it just being, you know, loads and loads of strums after another. And it makes it more interesting for the listener. There's a few ways you can do it. One of my favourite ways, which is something I hinted at when I was showing you that Somewhere Over the Rainbow thing that we're going to be doing in 2 weeks' time. One of my favourite ways is to do the pulse strum as just a touch strum, and that's where rather than coming down for a whole strum, you just let your index finger, the nail side of it, just touch the G string. Works with both high G and low G, and then you complete the strum as before. Okay, so for instance now walk, running, running, walk, running, running, walk, running, running. All of the walks gets a touch strum. I do that slower. So when you put that up to speed in something like Tonight You Belong to Me, hear it like a little bell. See, sorry, I got to get back up to tempo. There it is. See the pyramids among the Nile. It gives you something to hang on to, right? Watch the sunrise on a tropical. I could do it on the Beatles one as well, just as an example. That would be 2 pulses per measure or 2 touch strums per measure. Do you hear that? Pulse, 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 pulse. The other way you can do it, which is a little bit more simple, is just push that little bit harder on the pulse. Okay, so if I'm sticking with the Beatles example, push, 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 push. And you can do that just by pushing a little harder or using your nails as a slightly rolled, slightly fan strum. Hear that? Get those 2 pulses every measure. Okay, and that's really important because when we play ukulele on our own, we're having to be a whole band, aren't we? And if we do the same strum pattern all the way through and we don't vary the pulse, it's really hard to listen to. It becomes a bit boring. And also it's kind of, for the listener, it becomes harder to follow the song. Adding that push, adding that pulse makes it more interesting. We're basically, it's almost like we're being our own bass drum. Bum, da, 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 bum, da, 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 bum, da, 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 bum. And that's why people love playing in a band, because in the band, the drummer does your pulses for you. Okay, so that's something to look out for. So have a little think about that when you're playing these parts, when you're playing these songs, see if you can get that pulse. When we're doing 3/4, one last thing and then I'll wind it up. When we're doing 3/4 time, remember we've got 3 even pulses, really, if we're being super strict about it. So that one is a bit weird. You can't really just push a pulse on any of them, and that's the whole point because it's simple time. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. But what we do as musicians is we tend to emphasize the first pulse in 3/4 time. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Again, just gives us something to hang on to. So just something to think about. So yeah, absolutely. Oh, Esther, do you know what? You've caught me out there, and it's not your fault. I should have prepared something really, but I'll have a think of some, and I will. I'll suggest some for our next lesson, or I'll ping some over later. In fact, I'll have a think, and I'll post some on the Facebook group. So I'll have a look and see if I can come up with some more ideas. 6/8 times, certainly try House of the Rising Sun, because that's an absolute classic one to try. There's quite a few in 6/8 time. And hopefully even those complex jazz ones, 5/4 time, which might have seemed like really hard to understand, like what's that Dave Brubeck song, Take 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you know that it's just 4 quarter beats and 5 in them in every measure. So as simple as that. So that's a really fun one. Thanks, Shao. Yeah, if you enjoyed today, hit the like button on the global video, on the actual main video. That really helped me out a lot. Thanks, folks. Brilliant. Yeah, low G sounds lovely with a pulse. I'm just trying to think if I haven't got a low G behind me. But yeah, it would work really, really nicely. I've got low D baritone behind me. So just to give you an idea, obviously this is low D rather than low G, but the same principle. That low note sounds really nice with a touch drum. It's like a bass note, right? So really lovely for touch drum, that one. So yeah, absolutely low G will work beautifully as well, Rebecca. So yeah, the high G can sound a little bit pingy. It can sound a little bit like a bell, ding, chicka, chicka, ding, chicka, chicka, which I quite like, but some people find a bit irritating. I like it, but it's, everyone, each to their own. So yeah. With You Belong to Me at the end, I just stuck a C7 on the end. I just did that 5/1 finish. It's a bit cliche, that kind of cha-cha finish. So when I got to the very last bit, I got to an F. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Just C7 F at the end. It's a bit cliche, to be honest, but that's all I did there, Esther, on that one. So yeah, fantastic. Oh, that's a great example, Karen. Yeah, that's a really lovely song as well. Everybody Wants to Change the World, Tears for Fears. There you go. Have a listen to it. Yeah. Michael Jackson's The Way You Make Me Feel as well. Cool. Well, you know what? Because Karen's just saying she wasn't sure if Google's 100% accurate on the Michael Jackson one. Best thing to do, give them a play. See if they work. That's beautiful. And another thing that you can do, of course, is just vary the time signature. Really fun way to make a song your own. That's exactly what Ringo did with You Belong to Me. Take it from 12/8 time, make it more upbeat and pop-tastic. So that's something he did. So yeah. Thanks, Esther. Right, I'm using this for all my lessons. If Rosemary's still there, this is the uke I use in your lessons, Rosemary, when I'm teaching baritone. It's the one that I'm using for my baritone videos as well. So it's got a very deep, beautiful. know I'm closing down the shop, guys, the uke room, to concentrate on my teaching. This was in my vintage collection, and it was the first uke that I took out of stock, and I thought, do you know what? I'm keeping this one. I love it so much. So yeah, I love old Martins. It's still got the pin bridges and everything. It's so pretty. I love old Martins. Gorgeous. But it's just got a mellow tone. If anyone's interested in the baritone course, funnily enough, I've just been recording a new lesson today. So we've got a new one of those before the end of the week. We're going to take a look at the lovely piece by Lewis Capaldi, Someone You Loved. I'm going under, and this time I fear there's no one to save me. So down there, yeah. So that one's going to be available hopefully by Friday this week. If you're into your baritone, you can have a new one to play along with. And those who've been playing baritone a little while that want to do the course, this is the point where I reckon you'll want to join up if you haven't been following the first couple. Because I warned some of my students that have been doing baritone, they didn't need to watch the first couple of videos because it's fairly straightforward stuff, but starting to get a bit more interesting now, so yeah. Thank you, Esther. Yeah, that's it. I couldn't resist. I quite like playing baritone at the end of a day when I've had a long day and I just want to relax. It's got that kind of relaxed tone, hasn't it, which is really lovely. So yeah, something about old Martins, they're just brilliant. I've been really after a vintage Martin guitar for a long time. I've been thinking about selling a couple of my guitars to get one because I love the sound of vintage stuff, but they scare me a bit because ukuleles, I know how to fix them if there's problems, whereas guitars are a bit more heavy duty and they often need neck resets and stuff. So I'm trying to and ah whether to get myself a vintage guitar to go in my ukulele. Bit mad, isn't it? Oh, nice, 60-year-old Kent baritone. Oh, I love it. Fantastic. The old ones are lovely. I've got some old like vintage Kamakas and vintage Martins, and my favourite thing is like you open the case and you'll find like sometimes they've got little notes in. From like, you know, I found notes in there from the 1930s, like this is a present to Sheila from Betty or whatever it is. You know, it's so sweet. I love that about it. I had one vintage Martin soprano that came in, and it had gone through the Second World War, and the guy that owned it had got some of his fellow comrades to sign it, which I thought was really sweet, and it mentions his division and stuff. So yeah, really, really cool. Oh, Rebecca, that's just laziness. It's just because it's the end of the day. Yeah, it's not technique. Don't copy it, whatever you do. I probably did that out of laziness. It's got quite a thin neck this way. That's my excuse. So my thumb is coming home. But no, get it on the back. All right, don't be lazy like me. And when I play baritone, when I teach it, I sit upright, thumb on the back, and I'm upright. But sometimes when I'm lazy at home, I get lazy. Thumb comes up, I lie down. And the uke ends up on my tummy and I do this. But yeah, if you can, good form, get that thumb on the back, it'd be a lot better. You got me out. Do you know what I do with one of my students? I hope you don't mind, guys, I'm just rambling on, but it's kind of good fun because we had those problems earlier. There's a little girl that I teach. In fact, she's not a little girl anymore, she's 14, but she was a little girl when I started teaching her. And I used to do this. I used to draw a sad face on her thumb, like this. And then whenever we're playing, and I used to do it to my own thumb as well, so I joined in the game. And then if by accident it pops up over the top, like, get the sad thumb away. We want happy ukulele playing. Oh no, sad thumb's there, get it back down. Try it works. So sad thumb technique. I should patent that, shouldn't I? There we go. Yeah, I've finally gone bonkers. I think I'm going to love you and leave you guys because I really am just rambling nonsense now, aren't I? There you go. You can all draw sad thumbs on sad pictures on your thumbs next time you play. Send me pictures. Put them on the Facebook group. All right then, guys. So I'll be back, as I say, 2 weeks' time on for Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Hopefully, we'll have a bit better connection. And then don't forget, of course, every Monday I've got my Canacapela, and the next one coming up is this coming Monday, where we're doing some really cool songs about shoes. I was staring at my shoes trying to think of what theme to do for this week. And do you know what? There's a surprising amount of songs that have been written about shoes. So we've got Elvis, a bit of blue suede shoes, had to be done. Paolo Nutini, new shoes, which is a cool one. I'm trying to remember what the others are. I can't remember. But yeah, lots of songs about shoes. You'll enjoy them. Well, take care, everyone. Thanks for all your support. Thanks for sticking by me with all the rubbish buffering and everything. And I will see you soon. Take care. Much love, everyone. Bye.